Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. I want to give a double honors to the apostles and elders who prophesied and rule well for the hopeful 144 and the 1/3 of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Kanan, and this will be titled Pseudoscience, AKA all lies. Every single bit of it, lies. What you looking at right now, okay? The flag waving on the moon. First of all, you can't land on the moon. It's a light structure. Just like the sun, it's of heat. It will burn you, scorch you, okay? But nevertheless, we've been sold this false belief from Edom, okay, that triples all the way down to you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanics, you speckled birds, okay, who look like other nations, but your father, his seed line comes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You believe in this demon and this devil's lies, okay, and you buy right into it. And not only do you buy right into it, you participate, okay. So this says China's moon flag, okay. Now, China's supposedly putting together this flag, says Neil deGrasse, a possible Israelite, okay? All right? He looks like an Israelite. I don't know where his father stems from, but he looks like an Israelite. Nevertheless, if he is, he's a 2/3 up to this moment, okay? Because he has not repented. So I named this Pseudoscience AKA Lies. Let's get it. Pseudoscience is a term used to describe a set of beliefs, practices, or statements that claim to be scientific. Once again, Neil deGrasse claims to be a scientist, okay? But are not supported by scientific evidence. You can never support this by scientific evidence because it's all a fiction. It's vanity. It's a lie. Okay, it's no more than a Hollywood production from the beginning. See, this so-called moon landing is part of Esau's downfall for even claiming that he touched the heavens like this. Okay, just remember this took place around the 60s, the same time the Israelites, the true Israelites, you so-called African American, Native Americans, Hispanics, woken up, was beginning to wake up. Okay, prophecy. All right, his downfall, our come up. All right, remember Esau is the end of this, the end, and Jacob is the beginning, okay, of the new world. All right, so all of this is pseudoscience. Okay, pseudoscience. Let's get first of all, examples of pseudoscience. Astrology uses scientific sounding logic. His words were smoother than butter. Scientific sounding logic, but is based on cultural beliefs, which you've been fed. Okay. Now listen to this. Moon landing conspiracy. Once again, it's always a conspiracy when you got something right, but they don't want to acknowledge that you're right. Apollo moon landing were faked by NASA, and they were. Once again, this is nothing more than a Hollywood production. First of all, they flew past the atmosphere restrictions, which is known as the Van Halen belts, and a trash can. They came back with no propulsion. Okay, they used a landline telephone in the 60s to contact them out of space, but they don't have the technology to replicate that today. Okay, explain that. You can't. Once again, the moon, the flag in this picture, in this image, is actually supposed to be waving, as you will see in the video. Adawan Ratazah, Lord willing. Furthermore, let's get to it though, because once again, this is about our people. Pseudoscience, AKA lies. This is the book of John, chapter 8:44. Yahweh Shai speaking, red letter, speaking to our people. To our people, not the other nations. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. Okay? Ye are your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. All right. He was a murderer from the beginning and aborted not in the truth. You get that? He was a murderer from the beginning and aborted not in the truth. So with that, I want to get this to let you know an example who Yahweh Shai was pointing out. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are exchanged from the womb, or exchanged from the womb. They go astray. They go opposite directions as soon as they be born, speaking lies. The wicked, who is that? We've identified them. Edom. Edom, okay? The rest of the nations were led by Edom. Okay, so going back to this John 64, or Slakia, John 8:44. Okay, you are your father, the devil, which is Edom. Okay, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abhorred not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speak of a lie, he speaketh of his own. Okay, so all of this right here is him wishing that he had the ability to do this. Once again, the scriptures say he would think of himself to be God. That doesn't mean he will ever accomplish it, because that's unaccomplishable. Okay? He speak of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. And see, to this day in 2025, we got many of our people caught up in this system. Okay? So once again, fair use, fair use. 107 fair use copyright. This is strictly for educational purposes. I'm not selling a product.
Are either down or faded beyond recognition on the moon. China is making a flag with threads made from the rock called basalt. They're making threads out of rock so that when they deploy their flag, it will be good for 1 billion years, as long as the rocks are good. All our flags are either down or all our flags are either down or
I don't know who pays this man or where they come up with this, but once again, folly is set on great heights now more than ever. Okay. Shalom.